I've been with CDW for 12 and a half years now, and I cover the federal space and I cover the Navy portion for the last 5 years. A portion of my account base is the shipyards. There's 4 major shipyards, and I met my contact in 2009 as he was implementing his wireless network. We talked about follow-on business, and that's when he brought up this electronic work documents project that would extend to the 4 major shipyards, taking all of their written work orders and moving them to a digital format. Some of the main challenges that we dealt with were, how do you find a device that can handle the rugged atmosphere of a shipyard and also deal with office setting. You had guys working in their cubicles, and then they would go out to the bowels of a ship, and the transfer between those two was an interesting situation, along with security concerns for a federal customer, having to have an integrated CAT card reader, and then maintaining the security standards of their network, their wireless network. When we started considering different solutions, came across remembered Motion from my healthcare days, and I really liked the options that they provided as far as ruggedized, yet providing the security requirements that we had discussed, and then being able to incorporate different sort of accessories that would make it convenient for an office setting or being in the ship. In 2009, we engaged Motion. They were extremely helpful, getting on site very quickly to meet with the customer and talk about the engineering aspects of the product, brought demos. We were able to send out multiple units so that the engineering point of contact could play with them and see what they liked, what they didn't like, etc. And Motion was very helpful, as the territories are nationwide, and traditional Motion plan has different POCs for each location. They were able to consolidate that for me so that I had one guy that I could call when I needed quotes, updated quotes, technical questions, whatever it was. I had one guy, and that made it really easy to get all the information back to my customer in a very quick and timely manner. The customer feedback from their engagement with Motion has been extremely positive. They also were very excited about the options that Motion presented, and then Motion's ability to be so proactive with them, coming on site, sitting down and discussing the product, and then also making some engineering changes. There were some specific requirements that the customer needed, and Motion was able to go out and either make those themselves or find options for us to provide the necessary equipment to the customer that wasn't a traditional Motion-based product. So we were able to close the initial pilot contract with Motion, which was fantastic. It'll cover the 4 major shipyards in the country, and it's about 1,000 tablets per shipyard for the initial pilot, which will be a rollout over 2 years. And then we're going to recompete an entirely new contract next year for an additional 5,000 to 10,000 units per shipyard based on need, that will encompass a 5-year program. So I'm excited to jump back into this project again with Motion and see what we can do for the next phase of the contract. As the relevance and the security has increased on wireless networks, we are seeing a huge demand for ruggedized endpoints when we're talking to Navy customers or any sort of customer that's dealing with endpoint requirements that are going to be outside or in a industrial sort of area. And we've already had some big increase in demand, and the ability to supply Motion products within these locations has increased. And it's been fun to have a big win story to reference back to when talking to my customers and say, hey, these guys are already using Motion, and everyone seems very pleased with that.